Ladies and gentlemen, it is finally time to start the European Premier Division here for the joinDOTA League Season 16, remaining. At least for one of these teams, Yolo Knights. This is their first rodeo here in this season, remaining. I do believe. Yep, indeed. Cyberdogs, they've already 2-0'd Colosseum, so they have been off to a good start in this group. So, we'll see where this one goes. Spirit Breaker in the first phase, and now Yolo Knights probably thinking, do we actually want to pick the Doxia ourselves? Do we want to give it over? I mean, they've already picked themselves the Oracle as a counter to all the Ion Shell shenanigans here, at least to some extent, you know. Can purge those off, which also makes it a little bit harder to go for these backlane shenanigans, even with the Spirit Break on the field, so. Yeah, now probably weighing whether it's worth it to just still block pick it, whether they can fit that into their own strategy or not. In any case, Spirit Breaker first pick will always, that just always promises some action-packed game, because it has to be, you know, they have to start running at people, and you just can't stop, you know, never stop, never stopping. You just gotta play the game one way, and then hope for the best. But for now, it is Lashrak for Yolo Knights. So, my name, of course, is DragonDrop. Not sure if I mentioned that already. Hopefully, I can bring you some enjoyable games going forward. We'll have a double header for Yolo Knights, not just this best of 2 against Cyberdogs, but afterwards, later tonight, they're gonna also face Wind and Rain.
5 seconds remaining.
They tied up the series against Pavaga Jr. The first game that they played, they did not look good at all, but they caught themselves, delivered quite a nice performance in game number 2. If I'm not mistaken, that was a pretty enjoyable match to watch, but that was all in the past. Right now, Cyberdogs thinking about their second pick. Do we still want to go for the Doxia? I almost feel like Spirit Breaker without Dox here is not good. It's very hard to make that hero work without that having that extra bit of damage in the laning phase. And if you don't get kills, you don't do anything else on this hero. So, well, for now they get themselves to drop. They even ban the dogs here, so that's not gonna be the path that they go down. Curious to see how that works out then. I mean, Spirit Breaker can still do. It still provides a few useful things. Just the ability to bash people is pretty tanky still. Yeah, the bash is mostly against magic immunity, against BKBs and stuff like that.
10 seconds remaining.
We'll see if that's going to be enough. Disruptor, though,
5 seconds remaining.
very powerful hero, just especially when you're playing from ahead. So Cyberdogs certainly in the business of just wanting to win and then not falling behind, because neither of these heroes are really good at that. If you're ahead, though, if you're making the enemies run away from you, Disruptor will always be able to get you that extra kill. Can also do annoying little plays like glimpsing people back after they just teleported in, which is really obnoxious to play against. And of course you have this big crowd control, especially important against heroes like Lashrak, perhaps even Oracle. If he's caught inside the Static Storm, of course he's not saving anybody. If he isn't, though, even just a W and that Fate's Edict might just be enough to save people, so always gotta keep that in mind. But hey, with the Spirit Breaker at least you also have a hero that can charge into the backlands, that can keep Oracle busy, maybe forcing him to cast spells to save himself rather than his cores. Death Prophet taken out, no Juggernaut or Lifestealer either, so these safe lane carries with inbuilt magic immunities, so maybe Yolo Knight wanna double down on this idea of magic burst damage. Lashrak can do a lot of work already with that Pulse Nova if he's played as a core, which is more likely than not these days.
10 seconds remaining.
We'll see what path I want to go down.
Remaining. Radiant team pick.
Tiny. Alright, yeah, that works. That is that magic burst damage. Wonder what position that hero's gonna end up in nowadays. Could be the 4, could be the 3, but honestly probably a 4 position, trying to make plays with tossing people around.
10
Could be quite
seconds
funny if they
remaining.
also get themselves a centaur, so you have the 5 position
5
oracle, middle
seconds
Shrek,
remaining.
4 position tiny, tossing in the centaur, so no need for blinks at that point.
Dire team pick.
But I would kind of lay all the cards on the table. Now they see the Wraith King. Could go for a bit of mana burn here and there, forcing him into this no skeleton build.
Radiant team pick.
Lone Druid.
But they get the Lone Druid, so that's a lot of push actually coming into play now. Tiny, I mean, he adds a little bit, just with a few tree hits, with the toss. I mean, that does hit towers quite nicely. Leshrac, of course, with the Edict and now the Lone Druid, so towers are going to be a thing of the past whenever they win a small little skirmish here or there.
5 seconds remaining.
Certainly once a Lone Druid is farmed. Cyberdogs, they need to start thinking about wave clear right now. They need to start thinking about ways to mitigate this. And for that, maybe something like a Lina mid, something with big old AoE nukes. They're also still looking for their own offlaner, unless this is some weird aggro Trillian with the Wraith King. Or Core Spirit Breaker, which I'm not a fan of. Well, what do you want to do? I really don't know. Cyberdogs.
Dire team ban.
Axe.
Axe, okay. They're just continuing to be to go with this aggression themed lineup. So would be very surprised that this is the passive Midas, Radiance, Wraith King. So Midas might still be the way to go, depending on how the lane goes, but then
10 seconds remaining.
seems to be likely to be this armlet kind of
5
build.
seconds
Just be able to join
remaining.
in with the rest of the team. Be able to consistently take team fights, because right now they don't actually have a lot of damage scaling. Certainly compared to Yolo Knight, Leshrac does quite well even as the game goes on. That's because he has a crazy amount of damage, and of course Lone Druid. He cannot just hit buildings, he can also hit heroes very, very hard if he has the items to do that with on the bear. Don't think you want to take this game very long if you're Cyberdogs right now.
Radiant team ban.
Lina taken out, that still makes sense. Would fit into this general idea. Some sort of hero that actually offers some magical burst damage potential in the mid game. If it's not Lina, it could still be heroes like Queen of Pain or Storm Spirit. There's not a lot of catch right now
10 seconds
on
remaining.
Yolo Knight for these kind of heroes. Ember Spirit actually is still available.
5 seconds remaining.
Not banned, not picked. It's a bit interesting
Radiant
actually.
team pick.
OD banned out, yeah, that's the other super popular mid hero. They could actually open it up for the Ember Spirit. Maybe not the best against Leshrac, but with the Flame Guard, you should be able to withstand the Lightning Storm spam. Of course, Edicts, more of an afterthought in mid. Like, you don't always put a lot of points into that, because it doesn't really help you to win the lane in mid, because it's always going to be
remaining.
creeps, and the tower's very close, so
5 seconds
you
remaining.
don't really get to use that on enemies as much. Alright, so what's it gonna be? Also still think about heroes like Puck. Getting on top of heroes like Leshrac, trying to nuke them down. Oracle, same thing.
Dire team pick.
It's the Kunkka, okay. Relatively safe choice, and yeah, it's one of these heroes that a lot of teams seem to default to if they're looking for a fighty kind of mid hero that does well enough in lane, Shouldn't have too many issues because of Quelling Blade, Right Click, Tidebringer, all of that. It's a lot of damage to secure last hits with. Not necessarily
10
nice, that's been
seconds
nerfed a little bit in the recent patches, but still.
5 seconds remaining.
Fairly tanky, can do a lot of harassment. As far as melee heroes are concerned, it's a very relatively safe mid pick, and he has a lot of kill potential once he gets a few levels going. And he can then start running around the map, X comboing people down,
Choose your
X the
hero.
bow to do a torrent or whatnot. But now the Monkey King, so I'm assuming they'll be sending Intaki into the mid lane with that up against the Kunkka. But either way, I mean, this is a perfect Monkey King game if you really think about it. 4 melee heroes. Even Disruptor, not necessarily particularly fast if Monkey King gets on top of him. But the slow or 2, even just from the open Venom. It's also a very free kill. More often than not. Certainly once a few levels come online. I mean, there's still the glimpse. I mean, try and get the Monkey King away from you, but sometimes it's not even enough. And just morphs into this free escape for the hero chasing you, so we'll see how this one goes.
10 seconds remaining.
Should be a pretty good one. I mean, Exotic Deer, Lone Druid, one of his classics.
5 seconds remaining.
Okay. I don't know, I like Yolo Knights lineup a little bit better. They have pretty strong lanes. You've got a lot of magic bursts, good amount of physical damage. Overall, a decently good mix of things. They even have the sustain, the saving potential from the Oracle. What they're lacking is maybe a few reliable stuns here and there. But Cyberdogs, the onus is certainly on them to execute on pretty much every hero. Like Axe needs to be having a good game. Kunkka needs to be active as early as possible. Alright, here we are. Master is back. Sorry for waiting.
I'll help my weak and puny allies where I can.
We're all ready to go now, so let's forget about it. And get ready to go. Courier on courier action. He's even bringing the normal courier with him. So if he turns back, he can still just get next to that. Let's see, it's kind of smart because the courier is sitting at 380 move speed, so you're super freaking fast. So you turn into the courier, you place the ward before anyone can see you and get there. But you also bring the courier with you, so you can also transform back into it after you place the ward. So, bit of back and forth here already. It's a lot of damage being done to Little Tomat. That's done off the mark. And nice little follow-up there from Arrow. Just trying to keep Nikwa away, who's hitting pretty damn hard on this Tiny, but still has a toss forward and Intaki, of course.
First blood.
Just too many heroes.
From a stone.
4 against 2, and Wraith King did not want to stick around on right click. He has no business doing that. Only 2 armor. Would also very much die. He's still mine, honestly, with a little jump forward. Master Wiz with another Q, rooting him up. Follow-up stun is there, and this time it will connect. The bash, or no bash, Arrow will still fall. So, 2 kills, maybe a third one. Smiley Face Spirit Breaker still hanging around. He's a little bit tankier, but there's a stun into the root this time. Nikwa still tossing, still clicking. And he has to take the long way around, but the stun will finish him off. Exotic Deer died to Axe up top. Ran him down with a Battle Hunger at the same time. Did he get the rune? He did. Oh my god. Look at this. He got both bounty runes up there. Oh no. One is still standing there. So hey. Got one with the 0, one with the bear. Paid his life for it. But hey, first blood's still going that way. Hashtag worth. And someone else picked this one up, so I can save that for later. Have it accrue some interest first. it's actually Yolo Knights who just start the game off extremely aggressively. Nikwa, if he had some help, they could also make another play on Little Tomato. Does find him, but toss back. Not a whole lot else that they can do there.
Never in 10,000 years.
At least at this stage is a 1v1. Axe should have a decent enough time here. Going down Exarchia. He's level 2, so he can start spinning. If there are some units right-clicking him, of course. Can also skip the waves, which is probably better for Exotic there. Because there's no issue with him laughing in the tower. At least there shouldn't be. I mean, there's 2 units to work with. Neither of them do... actually, yeah, with the bear should have... Oh, it doesn't have a Quarring Blade, actually. So that's 35 and 42. Oh, we'll see how this one goes. Either way, Axe should get all the last hits it could want. Especially if it does this trick here, just dragging that to... to the camp, getting a few extra CS here and there. Exotic Deer can try and do the same thing, or at least he could if that wasn't blocked. He gets it, but a little bit too late for the 2-minute spawn. So he's gonna have to tank it up a little bit himself. Oh, the bear, naturally. So this is gonna be a farming thing up top. Taki in mid. No surprise to see him have a good time. Boundless Strike actually sets up for the denying the range creep, which is a bit unfortunate. Want to try and avoid that if at all possible. But again, it is a Monkey King up against a melee hero. Kunkka is good in most matchups. This is not one of them. Can try and hold his own. Can still get CS here and there. Not just safety of the tower, but the moment he gets into the river, the moment he gets the Jingle Mastery stacked up, which is now level 2, of course, is the Monkey King already level 4. Things will only get more dangerous. Once Kunkka is level 6, maybe it turns around a little bit. Has some kill potential going the other way, because Monkey King doesn't have the highest health pool necessarily, but right now, Haze is actually potentially in a bit of trouble eating through some of these trees. Tanks a few tower shots here and there. There's the self. Haze with a Fairy Fire. The last click is enough, and even popped his own self to try and survive. It did not work out at all. Meanwhile, on bottom, Melees does go down. 1-for-1 trade, a little bit delayed. Yes, it did get a little tomato. Just a little bit before that. That charge interrupted by Nikwa.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Not a whole lot else he can do with that. I mean, he has a bottle already, so he's gonna have good amount of mana here, especially if you can do the rune control. Monkey King doesn't necessarily rely on that, so that should be fine. Have to keep bringing the bottom of the charge across towards melees. There's the bash. Arrow can follow up with the stun here, and the Shrek in a bit of trouble potentially here, and yeah, if you do get caught, you're gonna fall very, very quickly. Good amount of armor, but not a lot of health points. Nice little tossback actually in tower range, short duration route. And as a result, our Spirit Breaker friend should be able to survive for the time being. Keep it back home, charge back in. Shouldn't be much of an issue. Melees just TP'd in a little bit early after the last step, so the TP was still on cooldown. Doesn't take long walk of shame. Good thing that he's pretty damn fast. 379 move speed with boots ready to go. So
Radiant structures are
we're back. Right glimpse.
Dire's
Avalanche still
structures
connects
are
here, but it's still enough to secure the rune. Oh, little to my ISD gets one. The bear should secure the other. Did they ever pick up this rune? I'm not sure. I'm sure they picked it up earlier. The one from the first minute. 0 minute, I guess. 0 minute rune. It is the first minute that has started then now. That's the way it goes. TP in mid. And Taki actually needs a bit of help. Oof. Didn't quite get a jingle going. 2 heroes rotating in. That was a little bit too much, even for a very strong hero. Still on top of the charts. It's the SYC to get this lone druid as far as their own team is concerned. Of course, ASD on the axe has a lot more because a lot of those are extra jungle creeps, and he's not really missing any last hits when there's no creeps to steal them from him. Or no heroes for that matter. So that makes things a little bit easier. Sorry, in the meantime, yeah, he can just do his thing. The last hit themselves. Just the choice that they made is the action is still happening in the bottom lane. Smiley face, full up stun here on top of the bash. Master is actually in a lot of trouble here. Will be brought down despite the stun. Hey, there's a salve to keep Arrow alive. So this lane is starting to work more and more in Cyberdogs' favor. And this is exactly what they need. I mean, you have a good start on the axe. You're fighting back in the bottom lane. Mid lane is still a bit of an issue, but also made moves to rectify that. They did rotate in, but now speaking of rotations, Taki gets a bit of help. As this time around, Nikwa is also hanging around. Maybe just anticipating another aggressive movement like this. There we go, the boat comes through, Nikwa will show himself. It's gonna be too late though, the boat already connected, the glimpse back. Nikwa still gets the avalanche off, and that, together with Maskus rotating in, might just be enough time. Oh, he didn't get the heals off. Oh no. He missed the bounce strike. Because of that axe kind of interrupting it once, and now another charge forward. Spirit Breaker in a bit of trouble though, but hey, that's the way it goes. Hayes, can you actually snipe him? Nah, he can't get in range. Doesn't have mana. Oh, he could have tried to go for the enchanted mango, but he was out of range. Melee dies solo to Arrow down bottom. That is not ideal. Yolo Knights starting to give up a few too many kills here. Meanwhile, maybe they can get ASD up top, which would make up for some of that, but he has some help. Another charge forward. And Taki, well, still with the Jingle Master, he can keep himself alive for now, but what do you do then? A couple of too many spins into the dunk, and now Exotic Deer also a bit of trouble himself. Nice timely route here from this bear, so they might have to just focus on that. With the Battle Hunger, yeah, still not enough to go up against the Shrine. Can you get another route? Nope, not before the charge comes out. 10 and 6. Good kill there for Axe, and stun on Nick. We're down a half health. Do they have a glimpse? They do indeed. Into the kinetic field, Arrow can go right back in. Does have the ultimate to work with, so they kill him. We're just gonna slow them down, have a follow-up stun. Certainly worth it if you can secure this kill, and you can indeed. Axel going strong, and Taki, he's been shut down, even though he had a good lane. Died a couple too many times, I would say. He's now down bottom. They just keep going aggressive here. Melis, not exactly kind of frontline hero, but well, Wraith King without the ultimate, it's taking a bit of damage in return. Cannot underestimate his Pulse Nova, or the Purifying Flames for that matter. It's up to level 3 right now, Master Risk. Snagging that kill in style. It's a huge nuke. Taking a bit of damage here. What's Exotic Deer doing? Has the Midas, so rush straight for that. So you should be able to keep up in terms of net worth, and that's really what Yolo Knights' plan is anyway. As long as they're not losing too mane towers, as long as they're not continuing to just feed and let Cyberdogs snowball. And as long as they can keep the low druid farming and Taki not falling too far behind, this is all going to be good. But this bottom lane is not getting better. Static Storm goes in. There's a bit of hope for Master Risk with the W, but a couple of tosses back and forth. Maybe on the wrong hero. Another axe back, but Taki also says hello. Doesn't have his ultimate to work with. Snowback area denial. The charge forward, looking to try and finish off the Shrek, and that will be successful. They have the route to cancel the TP now. It'll be a 1-for-1 trade right now. A little too much. Well, at least also being able to secure the bounty rune. Maybe runes? Yep. And a toss forward from Taki. Or a jump forward, I should say.
The opposite of regicide?
Well, at least secure that extra kill. ASD got one bounty rune up top. Hayes got another. Yeah, 4 bounty runes going the way of Cyberdogs this time around. So I need to get a few more kills. Arrow still with an ultimate on cooldown from earlier, and Taki, we should have no issues running him down. Master Risk also. Even less issues securing that last save. I need to help top though. ASD. It's very aggressive towards Exotic Deer right now. But doesn't really have the means to kill him. At least not by himself. So this is why he brings in the Disruptor. Static Storm available again in a couple of seconds. That together with a charge perhaps, or smoke rotation. Smiley face and Haze making a way in, and that is. There's a charge forward. Yeah, nice little Savage Roar here, delaying the glimpse a little bit, but they don't even end up needing it. But hey, Masterus got his level 6. Forcing out a few more spells here with the calls, with the with the boats, but it's more than enough damage. And Masterus is in a bit of trouble himself. Nikwa, he's actually the target of the charge. Masterus should still end up dying eventually here. Don't tell me he just walks away. There it is. There's the axe.
Double kill.
Diving very deep, spent a lot of time, but I got the kills to show for it. Melee's taking the opportunity here to try and do some damage mid to this tower. Level 2 Edict down to half health. So far so good, but the speed is certainly on the side of Cyberdogs right now, especially with these charges constantly catching people off guard. Follow with the axe, it's all the control that you need. It's so easy if you find these isolated targets. And Taki has something to say about this though. 1, 2, 3, that's Jingle Mastery. But he has to go through the static storm, another charge, maybe the bash here. There it is, perfectly timed. 17% my ass, that's 100% when you need it, when it's most important. Now it's down to effects. The tower slowly but surely ASD skipping waves up top. This tier 1 very low mid lane also has been chipped away at quite a decent amount, but Exotic Deer is still fighting, and let's not underestimate the Exotic Deer. Hold on to it.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Don't really have too much to show just yet for the Midas. On top, Melees versus ASD. And TP through from Master Risk, but this should be the axe being safe unless Nikwa can find the interception here. ASD sticks around a little bit too much kinetic field. Oof. Just in case. Not sure if they... don't think they saw Nikwa picking up the Invis rune. Oh, maybe he did. Maybe they did see him go Invis. Well, he's still on a hunt. Might find a nice little target here, Disruptor. He has the Bracer though, so it's a bit tankier than you would think. Just the combo alone would not do the trick, but might as well throw him back towards Melees with the Avalanche setting up for the Fallen Splitter. All that together, nicely done, but to the boat, catching nobody. Unfortunate, but ASD still on the run. He's pretty damn fast, gets tossed back towards the Green Wave. Charge forward, they want something here, they want Master Risk. They catch Nick on the drive-by, but they really want to get the Oracle first because he still has his False Promise available. Can he get it off? He can indeed. Now Itaki in the middle of that, but still the dunk is a thing that goes through that. The Boundless Strike completely missing. ASD still going to be run down with the Edict with the Pulse Nova. Smiley face Spirit Breaker somehow got his way out of there. I don't know, I'm not impressed by these Boundless Strikes. Taki's been trying to hit too many heroes with those, and then he doesn't hit any. So it's a little bit awkward. Exotic Deer, he's gonna need some help himself. Turns on the Lone Druid form, short range glimpse into a kinetic field, but Master Risk already being there. No false promise, but still just dispels, heals, but also nukes.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
That's where one hero, one support is. This might not be too far away, but that is not true for Melees right now. X into the boat. He was trying to snipe the tower in mid, but a little bit too much. Now with that kill, Blink Dagger is ready to go for the axe. This time with the combos, trying to secure the ruins. Static Storm still gets cut down. Another charge across here, nicely done. So Nikwa goes down with the taunt to get the bear. Savage Roar on the Lone Druid himself, trying to buy some space, but the axe is real. No way out of this one. You have Axe and Glimpse on this team, by the way. Not fun to play against.
This is Gabe Newell.
Certainly not if the charge is giving vision and it's also just controlling you up before you can run away. So far, so good for Cyberdogs. They're playing the strategy. They're getting kills. What they're not getting is towers. These tier 1s are still standing. At some point, I mean, it's good that you're getting, especially these Lone Druids, not kicking as well, 4 deaths on his counter. It's important to kill off these cores, but eventually you're gonna have to turn it into towers or And if you don't, can't establish map control, which means there's still a lot of room for them to farm, get their items, and then things turn sour. Right, they've got a bit of skeleton army going in down bottom. Nikwa trying to get rid of them. Be successful in the first round. They all respawn. Now the glimpse back. Nikwa is in so much trouble. We should be a tier 1 going down. Skellies, they got the Sage Creep. They're also TPing out to save their own tier 1. So the call actually lands on the Shrek and is trying to edict down the tower, not to charge forward the melees. Always being caught. Taki's there with that ultimate here to try and turn things around. Bit of a route to keep him ASD inside of it. Has to call for extra armor. They'll keep him alive for now, together with a heal from the Purifying Flames. Another nuke should do the trick. That even charge him from Spirit Breaker. Maybe not the best idea. And Taki slows him down quite a bit with these Echo Saber hits. So this should be that Spirit Breaker charge not coming with cooldown in time. Oh, will it? No, there it is. The root secures the last hit. The boat acts back into it here. And Taki in a bit of trouble here if he can maintain the stuns. He does have one Jingle Mastery. That's not going to be enough. The rest of his team unable to help him out there. So they're taking, but... Well, they're giving, but they're also getting a lot. Or vice versa. Either way, 2 for 2 trade when all is said and done. Or 3 for 2, I guess, if you also count with a Shrek who already respawned. But again, Monkey King going down like this, that is not what you want. Melees, he's still doing this. But now, Hayes don't necessarily want to take the entire rest of the Edict. But he has a Bracer, he has a Glimpse. This Disruptor comes in to try and help. No way out.
The weather doesn't change.
They're like, oh yeah, X TP back, but he doesn't have TP of cooldown. He's gonna have to wait a little bit. What the hell? I also catch Tiny, just non-stop action here, non-stop charges. Coming in from the Spirit Breaker. And some D-wards, always nice.
Regeneration.
Exotic Deer, guy's still farming. The fastest Radiance timing in the world, but he has enough money for the relic now. Send the bear to pick it up. Eventually he'll be getting there. Tier 1's bottom and mid have fallen on the Dire side. That more or less equalizes things. It's still the Tier 1 top on his last legs. Thing is, like, Lone Druid can be very powerful, but if he's the only one who's farmed, it's a bit of a different story. It's something that you can deal with. For now, that courier on top of them, and well, they just decide to kill it. Might still be able to find a team fight here. It's the entirety of the Dire. The Blink Horror Masterist, that's a good one to pick off first, but they don't quite have the power. Not just yet. Maybe with the boat coming in. Yep, that's enough nukes. But they have to fight through the Monkey King ultimate right now. Hayes, they're all pretty damn tanky though. He's not doing the damage, and now the call, the charge. And Taki, okay, he misses the dunk. Gets a few heals off here. Nikwa with a bit of a combo, even interrupting the charge. So far, so good. And Taki somehow still alive, but finally he will be brought down. Melee's caught with another call.
Double kill.
Does have the shrine, pops him a little bit too late. Don't think that would have made a difference. Another charge forward. He has Exotic Deer, does have the relic, but doesn't have the radiance. He's not doing this continuous damage, but Nikwa, he is blinking around. He's doing the work. ASD. Well, that's a nice little fear into the root even, so eventually they should be able to burn through this Vanguard. You would think so at least, but more armor from the call. He's making them work for it, and he's might be able to get a bling with Masterus here.
Dominating performance.
He was there to secure it. Exotic Deer doesn't get it, he can just nuke it down. Ooh. So, again, a lot of back and forth. Buyback even from Masterus here just to be in that fight. Didn't even use the false promise, didn't have to, because it was a real target for it at that point. still only slightly in favor of Cyberdogs. So, I mean, 3k in 20 minutes, not the end of the world. Ouch. Okay. Can I get an arrow here? They have to go through him twice. But if they can, this would be big, especially with the Midas. I think it's off cooldown. Doesn't have a blink to get himself out. Toss back towards melees. No help is... Actually, the help is coming, but it's gonna be a little bit too late. So he dies twice with the Midas off cooldown. That's it feels bad, man. They're smoked up, they're on the hunt. I see ASD, a little tomato mid. 2 heroes isolated, makes for easy prey, and now actually Spiritbacker comes in, reveals the smoke. They still go for the initiation here onto the axe. He is quite tanky. So it's not going to be a quick kill regardless, but attacking us with Bounce Strike here into the ultimate. ASD will go down, Blade Mail or no Blade Mail, full up, heals into the stun, into a dead Disruptor. Charging out as fast as he's charging in, now straight into the rush pit. A quick move. Kill on the Wraith King, but they want more kills. It's a blink toss back here, Haze! Oh my god, what have you done? Wrong place, wrong time. Those on the boat, so it will be a little bit hard to bring him down, but with the Yules, Boundless Strike, follow up. We'll get it after all, so it's an extra bonus on top of it. Now back into Roche. Why the hell not?
Dire are scanning.
No way to contest this one. Unless ASD is crazy, blinks in, calls, tries to seal the Aegis, but nah, no. Alright, and now Yolo Knights 30 to 22. A lot of kills happening in this game. Yolo Knight started to take control here. They got their stuff together, started to 5-man more or less. And we're able to take advantage of some Cyberdogs here, kind of in this position here. They might be able to get the spare, but maybe not damage over time. Not lasting long enough, should be able to recall down towards the bottom here. And with that, with the Edict, we'll be able to take care of this tier 2 tower. On to the next one, straight up the high ground. Why the hell not? You have an Aegis. You have the pushing power. You can't dare them to fight into you right now. And I'm hoping that Cyberdogs have a Labradon.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Let's kind of wing down just a little bit. Certainly, if Yolo Knight is in formation, you have the big angry bear here about to finish up in this AC as well, I do believe. Still needs a recipe, I guess. Oh no, he has a recipe. It's only needs the chainmail. I don't see the stash apparently if you click on the bear. Igba, ooh, haste rune, well, it's beyond hasty. Spirit Breaker pretty damn fast. Igba got the bounty runes. Avalanche, but X back into Youth Scepter. Well played. Good itemization from him to be able to counterplay these shenanigans. Otherwise, like it would be so annoying to play against X and the Glims on the same team. Like you can never run away if you don't have these kind of defensive Yules or other items.
Regeneration.
smoke up. You try and pair things. With the kill on Melee here, the blink and the call and the charge, but there's counter initiation. Nico with a follow up here. Nice little static storm though in the back. False Promise will keep Melee alive though, so Oracle will give his life for a good cause, and Taki still in the middle there with his own ultimate protecting him. And Sea Dogs need to go somewhere else. Nice little savage draw here, the combo onto controlling up Kunkka. It's a bit of a harder beast to go through, but Ataki is busy somewhere else. That ultimate over to Melis, desperately trying to finish off this Leshrac, and they will. Aegis also goes down with ASD and Little Tomato buying back. Arrow still in the middle there with his second life ready to go. The glimpse back into a stun. Monkey King all of a sudden finds himself isolated. Nikwa meanwhile run down by ASD, another dunk. And Taki, okay, that bundle strike caught Little Tomato. Ultimately, there's not enough exotic deer. Can he savage draw anything? Can he get himself out? ASD was there with another blink and call. And also have the glimpse, so exotic deer all alone. Well, especially without the bear. He's going to die here. Oh, is he? Savage draw catches 3, but yeah, there's no way he gets out though. So a full 5-man wipe as it turns out. On the side of Yolo Knight. It was a bit costly though. They lost 4 of their heroes. One of them, of course, with the Raking ultimate. That doesn't really matter too much. Level 3, so very short cooldown. Disruptor and Axe bought back for this one though, so you can't necessarily repeat that. Okay. Charge forward. Looks back on Master Risk. Plenty of damage here to bring him down. Nico also has to be run on the run. Alright, Cyber Dogs. Managed to call upon the strength here, just take a very chaotic team fight.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
And they're looking for more. And Taki, that's an important one to bring down. Need to bash in there. Let's try. Yeah, there's no way you can jump back up on the trees. Enfield gets the ultimate out, but a little bit late. No problem whatsoever fighting in the middle of that. He's just too far behind. Okay. Re-establish control. I mean, you certainly can't afford to be picked off one by one consistently like
Dire's
that.
bottom tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Well done, man. Nico with the follow, but ASD counter initiation. Nasty false promise, but Master is that's his last. His last action in life here for around 45 seconds. They don't really want to use the buyback on Taki. That call missing. So Taki's gonna be back. Ultimate still on cooldown for a little bit. But high ground is a bit of a different matter than just fighting very chaotic space with like a bunch of high ground, low ground differences and buybacks with shrines that you can tell about too. It's all, some of these advantages are in the favor of Yolo Knight if you're trying to go high ground. So it's a bit of a different issue that Sabadogs have to find a solution. For. One of them could be the next Roche. What is happening here, by the way? Is that a new thing, or is my game just broken? Never noticed them being separate like this. Anyway, let's not be distracted here, and Taki being gone on PKB on Spirit Breaker. Just be able to walk away though by the looks of it. The blink stun from Arrow, and the glimpse back. I don't even know what's going on here. As Nikwa comes out of Static Storm, so it looks like he will be the casualty of this particular exchange sooner or later. Into the next one here, Melee's charged up, Glimmer Cape for the time being, but That won't last forever. The Axe, the ultimate there. Nice little Savage Order, buy some space, and the buyback from Nikwa. That means that they want to get some kills here and there. There's the Yule's glimpse back though before he can get stunned off. And now the charge back on Spearback, and no way to stop that one. Meanwhile though, Disruptor. Also Glimmercade, Kinetic Fields, keeping Intaki away. Another jump forward with Bound of Strike. Yeah, there's only so much you can do here. Another Kinetic Fields. Stun will finish him off. Oh, jump forward. Nikwa is right in the middle of the boat though. Follow-up stuns on a Monkey King. Can he bring it down? Certainly can with the charge forward. It's down to melees and Nikwa trying to do some damage, but I don't think they have enough up against all of these tanky heroes to call. Controls him up. Avalanche trying to buy some space, but the X is real into the torrent. Bone reinforcements coming through. Exotic Deer taking over Fontaine's Oracle. Unable to do anything here. Constantly being bashed up, controlled. AFC maybe isolated a little bit. Another Avalanche. Nikwa just keeps finding these ways in. So they will bring down Shrek, but the bear is still there. Charge across. I want to try and focus on Haze because he doesn't come back. Unlike Arrow, who's now playing with Nikwa instead. So two separate kind of things here. Haze still burning down to the Radiance with the Savage Roars, so he can't even arm the target. Or can't even attempt to arm the target. He will lose his bear for the cause. Somehow, Spiritbreaker was the one to claim the ultra kill. And another Bloodbath. Slight advantage here for Cyberdogs. They did end up losing that reincarnation, but again, it doesn't really matter at all.
We'll lead as 3 kings.
Dire are scanning.
Alright, game is not over. Not by a long shot. Let's see a few more of these team fights. This back and forth kind of stuff. Wraith King though, he is a force to be reckoned with. You can't really fight him directly. You need to get rid of his teams. That's what they've been trying to do all this time, and reasonably successful. Very interesting dynamic where these kind of matchups are relatively even. Like Lone Druid, if he has his bear at the ready, he can be a match for the Wraith King. Both of them have this Radiance, both of them have this AC. Very similar item build even in general. And then you have Ventaki, who's kind of been slowed down a bit. Then on the other side, the Kunga was building that BKB slowly but surely, but certainly not the kind of Kunga that's just getting completely out of control with the net worth department. No, with the net worth. And the Spiritbreaker, I'm very surprised that he's been able to do as much as he has, even now, past 20, 30 minutes into the game. He's 13 kills, 20 assists. Pretty high kill participation, and my mouse escapes the screen right there.
All mine.
All the way up top. I don't think that he... What? I saw him coming. Alright, you don't finish these kind of charges. Now he's potentially in a bit of trouble. If they could maybe root him up. Looks like the BKB is just enough to keep him safe. They don't quite want to chase into the entire Cyberdogs army. Gotta be careful with these kind of plays though. Sometimes it's best to not finish the charge. As crazy as that sounds.
A gift from the tempest of battle. What have we here?
It's all just a matter of what happens next. Probably Roshan at this point. Skeletons scouted out. Trying to fight it themselves. And they're like, hey guys, come help us. Roshan one-shots all of them. Charge just towards the bear. Let's try and keep them away from this pit, because Cyberdogs can get that for themselves. They have a way to potentially break high ground. I don't think Yolo Knights really have the tools to contest it right now. And Taki is somewhere else the tie leader. It's the only kind of fighting, or the only kind of ultimate that you have that's really useful in the pit. But yeah, that the static storm, the boat, blink halls from Axe. It's a little bit hard. So instead, to push up bottom lane a little bit, 2 catapults are there. And if this is not responded to, but it is, so never mind. Would have done a bit of extra chip damage to the tier 3 tower. But hey, he's not even super committing to it because he's making these XTP plays. This global mobility, essentially. He can still be with the rest of his team. At this point, Yolo Knight gotta be very, very careful. That charge was a cool. What? Oh, they got the X though. He got the X. Melee's in so much trouble. They find a bit of vision for the glimpse inside the kinetic field. He's dead. He is so very dead. He does a buyback to work with. But being forced to use that would not be ideal. I mean, they don't have a creep wave very close. Actually, have to respond to mid and bottom. Yolo Knight doing a good job. Just split push a little bit, but the inherent risk with that is that you have to split up. That means you're gonna get some free kills. Or you're gonna give up some free kills here and there with the Spirit Breaker on the field. Always gonna charge you down, always gonna keep eyes on you.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Yes, the wards in the mid lane want this area, so they have a lot of vision to actually see these Spirit Breaker charges in a lot of angles. Not all of them. So hey, 2 heroes on the sidelines, the glyph. We'll delay this push somewhat. What? Good call. Moving forward. Sonic D is gonna have to do some stuff. He's Saboteur coming through with that. Oh, Battle Cry. Grants spell immunity. Not just for the bear, but also for the heroes. They got a free BKB on what? That's Spirit Link. Battle Cry. 20-second cooldown, yeah. 5-second BKB every 20 seconds. It's not bad at all. Alright, so the old high ground. Don't even lose a tier 3 to that, because... Oh, rules? Creep, I guess? But they still find the kill. On Spirit Break. He buys back immediately because I want to take this fight. The call missing though. Arrow with a DD. I see why they want to take this fight, but Intaki has his own PKB, drops in that ultimate with a bit of extra armor. Now Arrow isolated from the rest of his team. They don't really want to follow him in there. Toss back forward. They want to go for a second round here. Melee's with a blink call. Yule's buying some time for him. Melee's now with that ultimate, so he can stay in the middle. He can do a lot of damage. Masterus is going to lose his life sooner or later. Static Storm in the middle. Well, it's going to kill the people that... Oh, well, actually, Melee is still alive somehow. Hayes coming back from the ages. Everyone's still living right now. Melee will fall. Master Risk, not too far away either. The call, but is he going to die to creeps here? Or a Hayes randomly trying to go for this hit, but the Invis was really purchased off the Battle Hunger. Master is keeping himself alive, but could not keep his team alive. And Taki down for the count. Melee is buying back into this to help secure a couple of extra kills. There it is. Another avalanche, another toss. Hayes. Is he out of luck here? Certainly looks like it, with a bear chomping away at the bits. Turning him into pieces. A charge away to the neutral creeps. Should allow Spirit Breaker to escape. The scan confirms, though, that he's still in the area. Maybe they can track him down. Figure out it doesn't have a TP, but don't want to spend the time to try and catch him, so he gets his way out. Ooh. Think Yolo Knight won that one? The buybacks used here from both sides.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Spirit Breaker got 1, 2 used. The die side here, taking an arrow. This will be back. Only got him once last time, but now the stun, couple more buybacks being used. I want to take this fight right here, right now, with the second life. BKBs galore. There's self-use on the track, buying some time once again with a false promise on top of him. That's Static Storm will not actually catch anybody this time as to bring down the arrow a second time. That was the big target, but he buys back too. Now Hayes with his own BKB trying to make plays on Melee. He is actually pretty damn fast on this little track. The blink call, the taunt actually perfectly hitting him. Come up together. So now next big target is Exotic Deer. Another battle cry here, granting spell immunity, but he's all alone. Nikwa got out of there. Savage Roar sends most of them packing. But with the bulldoze not actually lasting long in the Spirit Breaker, so they will be able to hunt him down. ASD with the double kill.
I could do this all day.
Damn. They just want to fight, fight, fight. With the buybacks though. Mr. Slightly recap. I believe like the gold graph was about the 0 line. Around the 0 line. Just before that. Still kind of going in towards like 3-4k in Yolo Knights' favor. So these buybacks are certainly very costly, especially on Haze. Also an arrow. That means they need to get something tangible off of this. Ideally also a buyback from Exotic Deer. Right now, they're happy to give up one set of racks. They know they can't get Megat. So maybe they even want to give up the second one. If it means keeping the buyback for the lone route. That being said, top tier 2 is actually going down. They want to hold on to their base. They might have to buy back perhaps one Oracle respawns naturally. That is lucky. They got a glimpse of him here. They need to catch a few heroes here. Haze would be good again. He has no buyback. Disarm, but BKB will not dispel that, but still, they can just wait it out. That ultimate coming through. Haze with his own BKB. And the bow trying to buy some space. Needs to be bashed or anything or rooted, but that doesn't quite work. So instead, they finish up only the Disruptor. It's a Roshan situation. 1 minute 30 seconds until he respawns. I think we're checking it already. Not sure if they timed that properly. Either way, if they can find the right targets, then they can still do some crippling damage to the Radiant base themselves. Exotic Deer needs to live, ideally Leshrac as well. You can always boots of travel in. Ideally they need to get a Haze or a Wraith King arrow. Yeah, of course this is normal, second life, very, very hard to bring him down with the rest of his team just creating chaos around you. Especially with how tanky he is. Haze also, I mean, he's sitting on 3,600 health points. Instead, they just get rid of the towers for now. Not gonna overextend, not gonna be too crazy here. Just get what you can, and may, okay, as I say that, we'll run forward here. They got the tier 3 down. Stop now? Oh, they see ASD. This could be a nice kill as well. He does still have buyback though. That's a very, very quick kill indeed. And now, well, quick kills means quick tower kills perhaps. Ace still alive here with this BKB. Again, just walking out. Speaking of BKBs, they're looking for Oracle. Masterist has the stealth false promise, but now, Smiley Face Spirit Breaker. Perhaps in a bit of trouble, but he's tanking up. Or is he? Exotic Deer. His bear is just going ham. Right click C and there. He does have the Aghanim Scepter, so he doesn't need to stay in range. Still just his first bear as well. ASD, Oka finds a goal, didn't even see him, didn't react to him for a while. But there's no support. ASD could be the next target. Another charge forward. He just keeps going in, keeps causing issues. Masquerade will die to the Radiance even as he goes Scepter's mouth. So no support from the Oracle here. Spirit Breaker still alive. Melee's maybe not so much. Oh, why he's being kept alive ever so slightly, but too much damage over time. But still see him fall. Don't attack it yet. Finally gets the last right click in. Haze kind of low, but he throws in Ghost Ship Fleet. 1, 2, 3, they're all coming in. The bear is down. And that was the second bear. Exotic Deer doesn't have it. The toss back, but ASD with a blink off. Oh, blink nuke. He was a little bit too late. He will still fall as Intaki is picking up the slack. It's Arrow with his first life. Now, Intaki, nope. He can be for a couple of seconds, so he can be stunned up. Little Tomat, you're super low, my friend. No boundless strike to snipe him from range, though. Now they have to call it quits. Haze returning into the field of battle. And without the lone druid, they're missing a huge component of that damage.
Gold from my chest.
Oof. Bad runes. Even exchange.
Oh, bounty.
Just one of these games where both teams battle each other to the last. One of these games that will not be over until it's over. I mean, sometimes you see one team dominating, and it's like, oh yeah, I know what's gonna happen 10 minutes before the GG is called sometimes, but not in this one. This can still go either way, just depending on who has buyback, who gets caught out. Especially with these kind of OP support items even starting to come in. Disruptor with the Axe. That Static Storm is an AoE Doom. It mutes, it silences, you can't BKB when you're caught with that. You can walk into it if you have BKB already running, that's no problem. Still taking that out. Pretty damn good actually with that DD on this arm. A little bit late, not gonna last forever either. Now Nikwa coming in with a bit of follow-up control. Haze just taking so much damage here. Double damage rune, Monkey King shredding through them. They were not ready for that at all. The rune of many wins indeed. Roshan will respawn in 15 seconds. If they're just a little bit patient, they will be able to claim that now. No, no Kunkka for another 100 seconds to worry about. Disruptor either for 50 seconds. No buyback available for any of the Radiant heroes. 1 minute until Arrow has this available. He's got enough money, needs to come off cooldown. Spirit Breaker just needs some money. Yeah, that's looking a little bit grim. He Aegis Cheese and Refresher Shot. This could be very, very good. Perhaps for the lone druid. Have 3 bears available. One you're going with initially, then the resummon, then another resummon with the Refresher Shot. This could be very big. Also, extra battle cries potentially. I would give it to him, but he's getting the Aegis and the Refresher Shot and the cheese for now, so maybe he'll pass some of those on to others. Spirit Breaker, how are you doing here? Bulldoze getting out with the BKB TP. Nothing there to cancel that one. Basher now. Sick and tired of BKB heroes just running away from him. So the Basher for the bear, ready to go. He's super stacked. Now, go down mid. Still 30 seconds. Not the longest timing window, but it is a timing window. Should just battle cry and have the bear hit the tower for a little bit. Toss back arrow. Can't really go on the Mechanium though. There's the Yules actually keeping ASD away. The Static Storm though into the Monkey King, and he did not have the Aegis. He just went in. For no good reason here. Arrow will come right back, pops the BKB. Mail is in for trouble. Nice little call. There's one dunk. The bear should end up going down. Exotic Deer can't even resummon right now for 20 seconds. He will be back with the Aegis, but what does that really matter? They'll have to pop the Refresher Shot for the bear, but I don't think they're going to get that going. The Axe on time, they haven't even talked about that. Actually, there's a Refresher coming in. It summons the bear that will survive. Nice little battle cry actually. Stop the boat. But yeah, with the Axe, that means that the bear does actually survive, even if the actual hero is dead. They have some defense here, but that was a devastating loss for Yolo Knight. They will have to spend some buybacks here. And I don't know what that was from Intaki, honestly. Just going in there into the Static Storm without the BKB going, like, you need to anticipate that. You're jumping into the back like this. So he gets burst down.
Dire's top shrine is under attack.
Straightforward Cyberdogs. Well, they don't have creeps, so this is not really going to work. Certainly not with Nikwa. Skipping creep wave in mid. The charge is not towards him. He still sees him there. We can't skip the next creeper if your Cyberdogs will be able to protect it, but all of this gambit has bought them enough time so they can hold on to the buybacks of Intaki and Melees at least. Speaking of buying time, they still need to buy a little bit more for Exotic Deer. He does not have enough money for the buyback. Nikwa giving his own life for the cause. He is buyback too, so he can actually make these plays if it means making sure that the creep wave is dead. That they don't have a way to get mega creeps easily. Charge in, not completed. Exotic Deer will be back. They'll finally have a creep wave. Tiny can also come back. Oh god, Melis, what are you doing? What? He got rid of... Oh no, not again. He's being protected though by Masteris, but now He's also in a bit of trouble. Exactly in the middle of that with his bear. Big old Wukong's command. They cannot really fight in that sort of fight. A little bit split up. Master is enough time here. They need to isolate Spirit Break. It's just causing so many issues for them. Finally, they say goodbye. The rest of Cyberdogs already out of there. Saying like, alright, loss is a loss. Can come back if need be. At this point, they all have their buybacks available. ASD only 35 seconds until that comes off cooldown. So, they have a distinct advantage here. Yolo Knight. No. Spend the buyback on Nikwa.
Radiant are scanning.
Don't do it. What item did he buy now? Mr. Bear. There we go. I don't know. Didn't he have like...
Oh, I love this part.
a gem? Oh. I feel like Lundwood had more money. In any case, just woke up. This is very bold, especially if you're fighting on the other side of the map like that. Everyone has buyback on the side of Cyberdogs. But still, if you can find the right angle, if they're a little bit too far forward. No shrine to TP2, it's still a while for them to come back after the buyback. Oof. I was hoping for someone solo to show up, but Cyberdogs, they're not gonna fall for that. They're all together, waiting for Spirit Break to come back. 17, 7, and 30. I mean, this Space Cow, ridiculous stats. A lot of these heroes, actually. Disruptor has more kills than Wraith King. Oh god. The opposite world here right now. Alright, all buybacks for the Radiant, not quite for the Dire. Get rid of these creeps. There it is. Tossed back up to the high ground into the follow-up stun. Arrow with his first life being down, but they all get stunned, they all get called. And now Arrow's right back with his BKB, trying to hunt down Taki, but False Promise keeps him alive. Now they're all fighting in his Wukong's command for quite a while here. Can he heal himself up enough? That's a big question. I have no idea, honestly. No, it is too much damage, so he is dead. Buybacks from both sides here. Arrow with another set of lives as, well, Spirit Breaker did the same thing. Shot right back in. Haste also did the same thing, perhaps. Little Tomato got almost all of them. I think Axe survived. The only one who hasn't bought back just yet, but now it has to be Yolo Knight on the run. They cannot go for a second run, surely, unless they're all isolating themselves here. Wraith King got his ultimate back, so Arrow is fine right now. She really wants to die, throw out a few stuns here. It does indeed. Manus does get the cheese off, but still, way too much. He is not a frontliner. Master is ulting himself. He couldn't quite get it off of Manus. Now, the rest of Yolo Knights still on the run. You can still hold without Leshrac, but you cannot afford to lose any more heroes. Xarkia in this rune. Super lucky there, so he does survive. Nikwa. Well, Blink kept on cooldown here by the Spirit Vessel, but they don't have vision for another charge, even with... Oh, do they? Yeah. Not quite.
Radiant's top barracks are under attack.
So he also gets to live. The top ranks actually being clicked on by range creeps. Nothing too much to worry about if you skip the next couple of waves. Alright. Everyone bought back on the Radiant apart from ASD. 3 buybacks also used on the Dire side though, still on cooldown. Master Risk has his. Exotic Deer still missing money, so if they want to have him again, he needs to get a little bit of extra gold. At the same time, he doesn't even have his bear right now. 20 seconds, so like, what does buyback really matter on this hero if you don't have the bear? The answer is not much. He's gonna have one available for this next fight. Most of the Radiants smoked up behind them here, waiting for someone to commit. And there it is, Nikwa going in, counter initiation, coming on this tanky target. That's Arrow with the first life. Wukong's command coming through, but all just walking out of it. That was not ideal. And now, huge
Dire's
opportunity.
top barracks are under
Or
attack.
Cyberdogs just slowly walk away, and this one, the toss forward back to Wolf's Commander, which is just expired. The disarm, trying to get out. The BKB gets off also with a false promise on top of him. Now he can turn around. Axe, the detection here, well, doesn't look like it here. Sentry down a little bit late, so they just walk it off with the Glimmer Capes. Tier 3 is down, but the racks are still standing.
Dire's top shrine is under attack.
This is still game 1, by the way.
Dire's top shrine has fallen.
Game 1.
Dire's top
Closing
barracks are
in
under
on the
attack.
hour mark. Roshan, very long respawn, so 15 seconds though. He was almost max respawn here. Either way,
Arcane power.
he will be back soon.
Gold for me.
Buyback wise, no team has a real advantage there. It's really gonna come down to perhaps this one as 5 if oh man. Link away. Can I catch up to him? Not really. Even killing off Disruptors would be really, really big. So no Disruptor means no AoE Doom, no big static storm with the axe. He's a huge part of these fights. Right, Roche is back, they see it. This is Yolo Knight who start the fight against the big raid boss. Very quickly here, Aegis Cheese and Refresher Shot up for grabs. Who's even getting the axe at this point? Let's say Monkey King. Yeah, he picked it up. Still spawn small little monkeys here. This is the kind of upgrade that you can only see really when there's an alchemist in the field, perhaps, or when Roche drops the axe and there's no one better. That can make a difference. Monkey King at this point, he is pretty farmed. So these monkey warriors, they do a lot of damage. Also potentially sit them next to buildings and they'll hit the buildings too, so. Also you have to be there first, like you have to expose yourself, so it's not gonna be an easy way to necessarily push with. Sending the bear back to help with the bottom lane push. Wise decision, you can recall him at a moment's notice. This rune on one side. They also pinged out the other rune spot, just go and check it, and if they realize, hey, that's a DD, the bear gets down, or even just attacking. Tiny with his bottle. They'll figure out what it is. They have to figure out who wants it. Really fast before Wraith King scouts it out. He's playing very aggressively here without buyback. They scouted him out here. They called the bluff. I mean, there's no way you run like that without support.
Double damage.
Maybe that's what they figured. That Yolo Knights like, oh yeah, sure. There's no way he's alone, but when he actually is. You see him now skip a wave. Keeping back home, so yeah, if there was an opportunity, it is now passed. Jump forward, charge on the wave. Alright, okay, that's one way to do it. Just Wooking's Command, Battle Cry, just walk away in the racks. Very easy to siege it.
Radiant's middle barracks are under attack.
Especially with the Lone Druid Bear, he has no problems whatsoever
Radiant's middle barracks
bringing
has
down these
fallen.
buildings. So that's mid melee down. Top melee still standing, so that might be the next target. Without the Wooking's Command, it's a little bit harder to make that work, and a little bit harder to dissuade Cyberdogs from going in on that. Even if you do have Aegis and Cheese and whatnot. That's Aegis, by the way. Melee, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And now, okay. Bulldoze, such a stupid ability. 70% status resistance. I wonder what happens when you actually put, when you actually stack that with a bunch of stuff. When you get a satanic, how that starts, or just an Omni-Knight on the same team. You just imagine a Spirit Breaker with Bulldoze and Heavenly Grace on him. Surely that's more than 100% status resistance, right? So you stun him and actually literally doesn't stun him. That would be very funny. I have to test that out at some point, but not gonna have any of that in this game. Buyback slowly becoming available again for both sides, I guess. Anyways, Taki's still missing a bit of money though. He's only a minute on the clock on that. Be careful though. Nico didn't quite get the toss back. Not a big KD forced out, so well. Back to the old thing. Savage Jaw, nicely done here, just preventing the calls, but now it's the bear down. Second bear summoned immediately, but now you can't fight for 2 minutes. You cannot take a fight without having the second bear. It's impossible. Cannot pull off the same thing again. You'd think so, at least. The call, that's gonna kill the Shark, but there's the bashes, there's the roots, there's a big old Wukong's command, so. Goodbye, ASD. But hey, 4-star ultimate, he has buyback. If they can get the bear again, this would be big indeed. Melee's going in with the Edict. Plus for the explosions here, there are no shreds of towers just as well. There's the buyback. Need to get out, but EX able to drag Taki back if he didn't pop the BKB. Can they chase more? Oh, the cheese eaten. Okay. Not sure if that was necessary. They still have the Aegis. Not for long though. 25 seconds or so until that time's out. So left with a refresher shot. So worst comes to worst, of course, you do have that extra bear on demand. But this next item should also probably be a refresher orb for that reason. You need to have that unit. If you don't, it's just... I mean, it's pretty much most of your net worth. All of your fighting strength is on that thing. So if it dies, if you don't have it available, then the hero might as well be dead.
I am mighty.
So the ghost ship fleet, things cool down. Alright. Wow. He's going in. Melee's as well. BKB's galore. Now another Wounds command. Not just yet, but he gets out of some kind of kinetic field. He still needs some help. No, he gets brought down. Has the buyback. TP back into this fight. Disruptor doing the same thing here. Ghost ship fleet dodge for the most part. Master is still has the false promise available here. Now on the front though. Not really worth overcommitting on him and exposing yourself. So 1-for-1 trade. That was a lot of very quick damage actually. Oh. Well, alright, he just gets that kill. Not sure how that works, but the trade will be masterless. Buyback on one, buyback on the other. Oh, and that's the first life of the Wraith King. It's gonna come right back though. Well, it's him back, Melee's. This guy's a madman. He's an absolute madman. He's just dead right now, isn't he? That's a dieback. Oh no, not yet. That was and Taki was the one who got caught over again, bought back. So Melee still has it available.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
I guess they got Megas at one point or another. Oh yeah, Exotic DA got the Rex. All this craziness was happening. It was just a distraction fight. So now there's only one thing left to do for Cyberdogs. Only one play left that could win them the game that they struggled so hard in. Just go straight down mid. Kill the Ancient. Now a few buybacks available here. There's Bears. Oh, actually going for the counter Megas for the time being. Some good strike lead down to the push, but for now, that's being defended. Buyback finally comes out. Nick sees an opportunity here, but didn't quite get the toss out again on Heisu. By the way, he has a freaking Divine Rapier, of course. Any game that goes past an hour has to have a Divine Rapier at one point or another. Dumps back on Nick to keep them away. Little Smart also finds the TP. They see Haze. They cancel teleport! And this game is officially over. The Rapier given over. Being outside the trees against the Monkey King, I ask you. And it's never gonna work. And that is a huge bummer, to say the least. He does a buyback. Without the Rapier, of course, very limited damage output at this point. And he gets lucky with some crits. Wraith King. There's only so much he can do. Oh, he has like 4 lives or something, because he goes in and he dies once. Maybe he dies twice, but then he bites back and has By the time he goes back in, he's gonna have reincarnation available again. Maybe start thinking about an Aghanim Scepter. This might be one of these things that can change the game at this point. Just a few extra seconds, but now there's a stun, the call. Trying to get rid of despair for now. Battle cry, but still have control. They still have right clicks, but they dare not defend themselves against the Savage Roar, but they still brought him down low enough for the dunk. So that is bear number 1. Refresher shot is available if necessary. For now, they're just waiting for another round of Mega Creeps to come in. At this point, it's okay. Fire coming through. Can't BKB, can't anything. They need Master Risk. He's too late. Couldn't false promise him, but now Static Storm in the middle, actually catching and attacking. Divine Rapier back on the ground. Haze unable to pick it up just yet. I don't know where it is. Oh, actually, Wraith King got it. Also, not bad, especially with another bear going down. He refreshed. He resummons it. Is that enough to keep him safe? With the looks like it is. The bear a little bit too strong as the man fighter here, so gets the Rapier's back this time on the Deer's Alfredo. And they're gonna need that power once again. Exotic Deer, the lone druid himself will go down, but the bear, he has bigger plans. Look at this! Look at this Alfredo! He's clicking it! He has a Savage Roar! And he has enough damage.
I'll take that.
Destroy the other ancient DTOA. That's the actual name of the game. Yolo Knight did it. Objective-based gaming. It is still successful. Just running straight at the ancient. Nothing they could do against that at this point. Damn. What a game to start you off with today. I have a smile on my face. Hopefully you guys do too. Yolo Knight. Certainly they worked for it. They earned this win. Cyberdogs though, very resilient. Very hard to bring down. I did not expect that this game would last this long, that's for sure. In any case, we're all gonna take a break. Maybe 5 to 10 minutes or so, I would imagine. But we'll be back with game number 2 soon. Stay tuned. And we are back. Time for game number 2 after this more than 1 hour barn burner that we had in game number 1. Certainly a fun match to cast. There was a lot of blood, a lot of murder, and there was a lot of spirit breaking perhaps. Yeah, Cyberdogs had that in their midst, and Yolo Knight is like, yeah, you guys had a lot of fun with that. Now it's our turn. First big spirit breaker themselves. Not something that you see every day for sure, but Treant Protector and a Beastmaster, the response for Cyberdogs. So, defending towers made easy with the living armor, and Beastmaster's pretty good at taking towers. Decent matchups in most offlanes. So, kind of jungle in the meantime a little bit, but oh yeah. One hero that neither of them particularly like is the Timbersaw. I mean, of course, really good against Strength Heroes, perfectly good against a Treant Protector who relies on all of these trees that Timbersaw hates and cuts down at every opportunity. So, yeah.
10 seconds
not the worst thing in the world, that's for sure.
5 seconds remaining.
What they are going to need, though, presumably, is a hero that can help them take down towers in one go. Right? You can't really rely on chip damage, a bit of damage, right click, a couple of right clicks here and there. Maybe it's a catapult push, bringing down half health. Nah, that's not going to cut it. Not against a Treant Protector, who can just use living armor to heal those towers then back up. So you need something, maybe like Leshrac again. You could run that as a core position out of mid potentially. Death Prophet would also be a pretty good option. Pagna if you want to go a bit old school. Anything like that. Oh, hey, Lone Druid has been banned out. Why not go Lycan? You know, that'll also do the trick. Could also be something for Cyberdogs to consider if they want to turn this into a super fast strat, but then that would be another melee strength hero against Timbersaw, so that is inherently risky.
10 seconds remaining.
So maybe you wanna, yeah, OD has been banned out. One of the better ones against Timbersaw, you just end up doing a lot of damage. The Arcane Orbs with the Sanity's Eclipse, of course, as well.
Dire
You need
team
some sort of
ban.
Timber Killer, some sort of big magical burst. So again, you're thinking of Lena, you're thinking of maybe not Queen of Pain, but Lashrak could do them some good. Thinking of Ember Spirit potentially. Haven't seen that hero today at all yet, I don't think. Then again, I've only casted 3 games. 2 in
10
SEA and
seconds
of course the
remaining.
one last,
Dire
the
team
first
pick.
game of this series.
Radiant team pick.
No Darks here, probably for the best. Could have been an interesting combo with the Timbersaw, but a little bit wonky perhaps. But in any case, Batrider shows up.
Dire team
So that'll probably mean Omni Knights. Okay, that works. That works. I'm assuming Omni Knight's Spirit Breaker support right now. Omni Knight has then the flexibility to be wherever the Batrider is, and then Heavenly Grace can frequently get rid of these napalm stacks. So that shouldn't be something that the Batrider can necessarily rely on to dominate the early game. I mean, I'm also assuming Batrider support at this point here.
5 seconds
Because of
remaining.
that reason, like he's going to be counted out hard by the Omni Knights. So if you put him in a core position, that means that there's a lot of a lot of wasted resources that you are going to spend on the Batrider that he cannot necessarily make use of every time. So run him as a support, you have less of an issue there, which means right now they're looking for their 1 position hero. Think about Morphling. That could be interesting. Turn into Spirit Breaker, get yourself the Bulldoze. Turn into Omni Knight, get yourself the Heavenly Grace. Turn into Timbersaw. Get yourself some reactive armor stacks and timber chains and what have you. A lot of shenanigans that you could do with a Morphling on your team. And it's also not a melee strength hero, so heroes like Lifestealer, Wraith King, probably out of the picture.
Radiant team pick.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. You can overwhelm the Timbersaw, I believe, at one point or another. Certainly in the early couple of levels. Fury Swipes kind of go some way to offset the living armor. And again, especially level 1. Level 1 living armor is not good enough.
10 seconds remaining.
Level 2 is alright. Level 3 is where it's really starts to get super hard to actually kill them off. So yeah, Ursa, I can see that working. Gives you an avenue to Roche. It's another high tempo hero.
Dire team ban.
Medusa, alright. Yolo Knight. No late game insurance there.
Radiant
So
team
Cyberdogs, I don't know, they have a pretty good draft already here. If they add another heavy puncher in mid, they can maybe also do a bit of extra tower damage. Again, Death Prophet comes to mind. Then again, that might be too focused on physical damage against Timbersaw, so it's not necessarily too reliable. So maybe find something else instead. Pugna, for example. I would actually like a Pugna here for Cyberdogs. I can see that working out quite nicely. So you can push down towers early, restrict map control against the Medusa. Can help keep the Ursa running and going and just run over Yolo Knight. They have limited wave clear right now. They basically also have to just fight you around the Timber, Omni, Spirit Break. All of these though need a few levels of nothing else to really start being effective. Medusa is not going to be doing that for you for a while. I guess with that pick, Medusa mid, you can run the Timbersaw alone in the safe lane, and then you have Omni Knight, Spirit Breaker +1 as a potential aggressive tri-lane. I wonder if that's what they have in mind.
Radiant team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Last pick for Yolo Knight.
Dire team pick.
The sack.
Nothing wrong with Shrek. It's kind of tempo hero that can provide that damage that they were still lacking.
10 seconds
Yeah,
remaining.
Timbersaw also a relatively slow hero. You need to get the living armor going.
5 seconds remaining.
And you need to max that out, or at least put 3 points into it, but it also means that it's gonna be a while until you can level up your actual damage dealing spells. You also need a couple of items here and there to make sure that you have enough mana to actually fight. And to help chase people down. So Shrek is a little bit quick in that regard. Now the anti-mage. Huh. I did not expect that one. Not at all. So that means first the mids. In this back on the Shrek. I would just put Lash mid now. And Taki though picking up the Timbersaw. I don't think you want to play against Ursa here. Not sure if you want to play against anti-mage though, so either way. Interesting last pick here, but it's also a solution to Medusa. Man, at least on paper, I mean. For a while we've seen that when Medusa became more popular, like a few months ago, anti-mage was like, oh yeah, it's a counter, just get mana burn, you know, but I've still seen, it might just be me, but I've seen a lot of Medusas still just wreck games and just win them. Even with the anti-mage on the other side, and just comes down to how these games shape up. Sure, anti-mage is a pretty good hero against Medusa because of the mana burn, because you do more damage than other heroes, just mathematically, but you're still an anti-mage and you're still up against Medusa, so these, you don't really change the curves, the power spike or power curves of these heroes, because Medusa is always going to be able to scale much better into the later game, even past where the anti-mage is strong. And I think that was the crux of it. And the same is true right now. So anti-mage can hit this timing if you can get strong at the right time, and then yeah, do what the anti-mage does. If that hits before the Medusa really gets the item that she wants. And if they can even actually break high ground with that, which they should be able to. I mean, when a skirmish, Beastmaster has enough pushing power to allow you to bring down objectives on the back of that. Yeah, if that happens for Sea Dogs, they should be in a good spot. If that doesn't happen, though, they're gonna get outscaled eventually. No doubt about that. Hey, we'll see what happens.
30 seconds.
Medusa versus anti-mage mid matchup. Also, it's a bit of a different story, because Medusa will Yolo Knights up 1-0 in this series. This is also their first series in the joinDOTA League Season 16. So off to a good start so far, but anything can happen in Game 2. Sea Dogs, they won their first match against Coliseum 2-0. So they have a few points already on the board, but of course you can't really afford to leave too many lying around. Only 5 teams in a group, so every single one of these games can make a difference when it comes to tabulating results, figuring out which of these teams will go to the playoffs and which will be knocked out of the tournament altogether, or of the Premier Division, I should say. Taki, if he's gonna stay here, he's gonna need a stick. Well, that's exactly what he's gonna pick up right here. taken a little bit of damage. He also went for the Whirling Death first, so he was hoping to deal with the Treant Protector. Right now, that tree though is sitting in mid, hoping for the courier to stop by.
Dire's top tower is under
Question
attack.
is, if they're gonna send it out, and how patient he's gonna be, but well, not that patient. And on the flip side, like Yolo Knights, if you're a seasoned team, you're not gonna send the courier out if you if some supports aren't accounted for. I mean, Treant can one-shot the courier because he hits for 91 damage for some reason. Level 1, but even normal other heroes can just kill a walking courier with 2 hits, if you're ranged at least. Like you think in Rubik, Disruptor, Chen. These kind of heroes, seen that more often than not. Okay. Bottom lane should be fine against the Bat Rider. Up top, we've also got the Shrek up against Ursa. I think this is fine. I mean, they've got Tangos, but a Quelling and Spur Breaker. Just taking care of this area of trees means that it's very limited the amount of things that a Treant can do, so you can't just walk up easily and punch. As long as melees stays in this area here, away from the effective range of the Treant. Bottom no Taki. Ooh, there's no Heavenly Grace. He's burning, he's dying!
You've just
Little Tomat, he'll maybe give his own life, but maybe not. Doesn't have the boot, but does have the wind lays, and turns out that's enough. Oh no. Somehow they were able to exploit their timing. I mean, 26-second cooldown on Heavenly Grace. And that was just recently increased, 7.22 E. 17 to 26. If that was the old cooldown, you get another one of those out. You take care of these charges, of these stacks. Timbersaw lives as it stands. Ah, he didn't. Is he taking a bit of damage now? Speaking of damage, those stun disconnects. Don't have vision though. There's a sentry available for Spirit Breaker, but didn't want to make that play. It was worried about the counter sentry plays from Treant Protector. Now he's holding on to his melees. Okay, there's another charge forward. Now he doesn't actually have Invis for a while. Nikwa needs one more hit and he gets the bash. But now Hayes will get the counter just as easily. The stun was always going to be too late. So 1-for-1 exchange up top. What the hell? Guy in chat. Put it on last hit stats! It is! What? It always was. Anyway, I missed a kill up top because I was looking at chat. That was my bad. Get the second one, melee straight into the deny before anyone can TP back. So it will be a shared kill, but no one's there to claim the experience. Melees will be right back to and with full health, full mana. I mean, I say right back, I mean it's still 4, so it's taking a little bit. Get going. That's still going for it. Full stick charges, but once they're full, you can just keep spamming napalm and don't really care. But that was the Timbersaw going Master Risk instead. He's burning hard under the tower. I mean, again, little man living life on the edge. And once again, he gets away with it. Crazy, absolutely crazy. They don't care about the sticks. They don't care about the Heavenly Grace. It's supposed to be a counter, but they're still getting kills and they're living. Nikwa trying to get this rune. And he did. Now the charge away before the last hit kills him. Played indeed. What? That was an ult.
The cost of magic.
Exactly what you expect here. An anti-mage just solo killing Medusa in mid, but or just dominating mid like he is. 32 and 16, 12 and 1. It just goes to show. I mean, being ranged is not everything. Started out with last hit disadvantage. You still have the, or like the last hit damage disadvantage. Because you're up against a melee hero who can buy Quelling Blade, which makes it very easy to contest DCS. So as long as you can stay healthy, you can do that. It's not a whole lot that Medusa can do, but it's also... you have to be a lot more predictive with your right clicks, with your last hits, because you also have to account for travel time a little bit more than the melee heroes do. So melee heroes just the animation. Range heroes, it's the animation and also the projectile travel time, which changes depending on where you actually are, how far away you are from the creep. Right? So these small little things that you have to consider when you're actually last hitting in the mid lane. But yeah, down bottom, three stacks up, or 3 points up in the reactive armor should be fine.
Almost had that.
The result is Arrow. Solo kill to his name, getting all the last hits that he wants, bunch of denies. So he's certainly off to a good start. ASD, I mean, he's at least getting his levels just as much as Timursaw. You might not have to worry too much about dying again. That being said, he has the full one, so it's going to continue to stack up. As long as they can hold on to the heavenly base, he should be fine. And eventually, Batrider, he can't keep doing this, surely. He's up top. Freedom Protector. There's a bash, he can. Oh my god, he gets stunned up a couple of times before he can Q again, and they don't have dust or anything. They also have a lot of confidence play up against Haze down bottom. Nick Ray's on cooldown. Too much chain forward, early point into it, another Q. Yeah, that's what I was talking about though. Reactive armor is good and all, you need it to survive, but you don't actually have damage just yet from your Willing Death, from your Timber Chain. Even against melee heroes, so it is gonna take a while.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Since retreated into the jungle, yes. Not a whole lot else you can do. Is Quelling Blade queued up? Is that for real?
A disappointment.
I mean, there used to be these quote-unquote strats back when the map was different as well, where you just getting Quelling Blade on Medusa, and then you just cut a tree, and then you could just farm the Ancients without them being able to hit you. It's a bit of a different story now. They get the slows in from the Leech Seed, couple right clicks in there, blink forward into another nuke, easy kill. Or Arrow up top, they're also diving the Ursa, so 1-for-1 trade across the map down bottom. Not done there yet either. They will kill off the Omni Knight. A little too much even this time. He will not get away with his life. Charge forward, Nikwa rotating bottom. Try and get something else off of this. And Beastmaster, well, he can summon the boar. And Taki doesn't have too much to work with, misses the chakra. Jukes are real and they are enough, so Nick was gonna have to do this by himself, which he still might be able to do in a second with the charge. Yep, that's CP. Just a little bit too late. Could have gotten lucky with the bash, but can't really count on that. But yeah, I mean, Quelling Blade, there are a few applications for that even now, even for a ranged hero. Cutting out these kind of trees make it much easier to stack this camp. It's not impossible, but it might as well be very hard to stack it like this or like this. So just cut this tree or these trees, and then it's much easier. Similar thing over on this camp, but none of that matters if your jungle is not safe, right? Master Risk is also not safe when we run down Arrow, using that Mana Void on cooldown. There's the mid anti-mage. I mean, thinking of Anti-Mage just a super passive hero until he gets going, until he gets a few items. But now he's just playing very fast DOTA. And he's not being punished for it. I mean, he knows that he's strong. Taki. There's a roar. They're trying to burn him. Doing a lot of burning here, despite the reactive armor, but now charge coming through. They need that space. Is it going to be enough though? Is the right clicks? Another timber chain across with the old forward. Oh, it was almost enough, but not quite. Had full stacks of reactive armor. Almost had enough magic damage, but Nikwa showing up just in time. Timber chain across. Let's take charge here, ASD. They need to commit a little bit more, and this time the chakra will hit, but Hayes says hello. This timber chain level 2, so you have the range. The one tree that was back still available, but Taki can't really stick around for too long here, can you? Hayes. Again, he can offset the reactive armor and charge forward. He's very deep. He's gonna he is some help coming from Wilto, man. Taki even goes in. I'm not sure about this one. Lasso comes through, and that'll finally be enough. Another charge of the Firefly. Yes, Hayes lives. Still got the kill that they wanted. Nikwa tanky enough for himself as they're bringing in more and more heroes here. They want to get something in return, but it's 4 against 2 here. Treant Protector will reveal himself now with the Overgrowth. It's time to stack up some more of these napalms. The stun will be juked. AC right click away. Same as AC and arrows as well. I want to be a part of this. I want to have kill participation awards. 303 up to 50%.
Spirit breaker.
Oof. 80 last hits. 12 minutes in. Translates to 6,000 net worth. 6,000 gold.
Is under attack.
Taki is kind of up there as well, funnily enough. Much less impressive kill def KDA 222
Dire's top tower is
to
under
the
attack.
303 right now on Arrow. He's gonna find himself a pretty well-timed battlefield, presumably. ASD. Gone on, there's a charge, keep vision. Taki wants to be active, he wants to do things. He's being slowed down very heavily, but a timber chain is all the mobility that you're going to need to bring down the Beastmaster. Sticking around for too long, he should have just walked away.
Dire's bottom
But
tower
they
is
thought they
under
could
attack.
play. Didn't count for the Spirit Breaker.
Dire's structures are fortified.
They're doing their best to put on pressure on these side lanes. It's certainly understandable, considering the Medusa that has been shut down super freaking hard in mid. Complete catch-up mode here. Slightly less net worth than Nico right now, even as Antaki goes in. I'm not sure about this one. Heavenly Grace gonna help out a little bit. Charged by space.
Dire's top tower is under
They're
attack.
gonna have to back off this 10 Furious Swipe stacks on him.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Palm also not gonna be getting less here. They find the lasso over. Oh, Master Risk. It's going in, kind of has to the roll, pushes them around, but it's not canceling the charge. Another dash forward, ASD with the follow-up ult there from Nikwa. Plenty of setup for Timbersaw to get that kill. So, yeah, a lot of back and a lot of forth. As a result, no help for the Treant Protector. He was scouting out Medusa farming for a while, but right now Exotic Deer is getting the space that he requires.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Mage. Battle Fury pretty much completed. Now needs to the courier bring out the Perseverance or go to the Secret Shop as there's more and more action on bottom. Hayes keeping himself alive for the time being with the Enrage, but another couple of spells from Antaki will help bring him down a little so much. Spreading the fire, spreading the napalm, and there's not gonna be enough. There was a tree there down bottom. So it doesn't have dying to melees, and Taki's not done yet. There's another charge forward. Firefly has ended. They're cutting through the trees. They're cutting through with the small tomato.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Oh, they're trying to cut through this tower, perhaps. Melees. Max out the edict. Most of that.
Dire's structures are fortified.
It's gonna go before the glyph comes out. Taki can just tank this indefinitely if he wants.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Dire's
I
bottom
wonder if this
tower
isn't a
is
trap
under attack.
from Cyberdogs if they just keep trying to take this fight. I mean, this tower is done for. That's for sure. But I feel like they can
Dire's bottom
give this up scot-free, and then it's got an Angel though, turns this around, nice little charge across. That ultimate not coming through just yet. It's a bit of mana coming back from Taki, so he's still very healthy and ready to go in this fight despite that mana void. Hayes, different story, he does not have his ultimate here, he just used it, but it's not enough to keep him safe. Maybe with the lasso, keeping Taki away, but not Melis. Another Atos, another pulse from the Pulse Nova, full of stun, full of charge. Matron, he can spread some fire, but they're not really going to be impressed by that, are they?
Dire's middle tower is under
Another
attack.
2 kills. Medusa just hitting towers now, feeling very confident. Do whatever she wants. Arrow just doing his best to prevent the high ground from being the next target. Just by skipping creep waves here. The charge will find him. Atos will hold him in place after the bash. That's only gonna last for so long. The Yules. It's gonna be another blink in a second, but it's too long of a second.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Burst to bring him down, and this is certainly something that works very much in Yolo Knights' favor. Look at his network distribution. Anti-Mage, top farmer still, even after the death, of course, but 4 heroes on the Radiant side. Hey, he's been forced to farm, forced to fight so much he couldn't really farm. He's getting another kill. He on Master Risk sooner or later, presumably. There we go.
You and yours will not prevail.
But he's in that same neighborhood as a Spellbreaker right now, whereas Medusa was in that neighborhood a few moments ago, but moved out of there, you know, into a more upscale part of town. The restaurants are a little bit fancier. Just continually clicking away, getting closer towards that Manta style. And of course
Radiant's
also
bottom
getting
tower
the
is
levels
under
up to
attack.
level 13, so gonna have a Stone Gaze, making it harder to actually go on her. So it's going to be the danger of the
Dire's
Stone
top
Gaze
tower is under
turning things
attack.
around.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Alright. Can they still leverage this
Dire's top
Ursa?
tower is
Maybe
under
with the
attack.
Treant Protector scouting.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
You know, there's a bash.
Dire's
Nick was all alone though with his charge. Not exactly what you had in mind. Bottom lane is also being pushed in. Melee's got a tower up top though, so it was
Radiant are scanning.
not completely for free. The Radiant scans confirms that someone's coming up here. Ursa, again, doesn't have the ultimate. They can run him down, maybe, especially, certainly. With Taki coming in, there's a bit of heals. There's a heal, so to get rid of that.
Dominating performance.
Follow Dukes. Easy as that.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Yeah, it's very hard to game, or very hard to start the game. In game number 1. And this one here is just... he's just going for it, you know? Gonna have the Yules, and he has the Yules ready here as soon as the courier can bring the rest of his items. The ward on bottom though, with arrow right there, they're gonna be able to burst down Exotic Deer. No problem whatsoever. Nick with a charge a little bit late.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Don't want to risk hanging around. They also want to potentially defend mid here. If they kept fighting mid, they would have been able to maybe bring it down with the Edict. As it stands, Treant Protector will be able to heal it up a little bit. Only 2 points up in living armor here, just max out and make these guys have the low cooldown. Makes sense. The charge. This also makes sense if he has dust. He does indeed, but it's a little bit deep here, isn't it? Quite want to make that play just between the two of them. Not on the enemy side of the map, but Master is Melee's. Around elsewhere here to find the Atos and Batrider. Follow-up stun. We should have enough damage for this here. That living armor not gonna last for a long time. The charge actually leaves Nick up here. That's a bit awkward. He's also still sitting in the Firefly, but it's not gonna do too much. He can just charge somewhere else in a moment's time. ASD. What are you doing here, my friend? Eating Medusa, I guess?
Bit off more than I could.
That helps. Alright. forward. Timbersaw cutting down a tree and protector. Well, he's gonna be happy. Lore-wise, that is very good. He's preemptively getting rid of these other trees around the mid-tower in case tree comes back, of course. Not gonna have any issues with bringing it down. Even have the catapult, they have edict. Don't have to worry about a glyph. Actually, no, glyph is ready for the high ground defense. Charge down bottom, just keeping an eye on anti-mage. Across. He needs to actually help here, doesn't he? He's TPing in. A bit of damage here. Atos on the bash here. Alright. Melees needs a bit of help. There it is. Got an angel. Just to make them think twice about chasing here. They don't quite have the same amount of catch. Is it charge? Oh, sees arrow again. Keeping an eye on him. He's very, very much isolated from the rest of his team, but okay. I thought it was bad from Roshan, but it quite wasn't. Now the ultimate follow-up didn't quite reflect that one, and now out of mana. Out of life points. Mystic Snake, by the way. Hell of a drug. Hell of a spell. Especially against these hungry heroes, anti-mage. He needs his mana. Ironically enough. If he doesn't, he can't blink. Can't counter spell. So yeah, this Yolo Knight in the driver's seat. Anti-mage, despite the good start, I mean, he's still topping the net worth chart. 8,000. But what can you really do with that? You can't necessarily man-fight just yet when team is there. An exotic gear, sure, you can maybe solo kill him or with a bit of help. Like they did before with the roar into the blink, the mana void, but doesn't mean you can just blink a bit like this and hope to survive, for example. So, Aegis gonna go their way. Littleman trying to maybe be a bit crazy, try and steal it, but unable to do so. Yolo Knights plan, it worked. Spirit Breaker proving to be a force to be reckoned with, just throwing out the bashes. Keeping the vision, creating chaos. Timbersaw also having too many issues in lane, just staying alive. Master Risk, yeah, he tanked it. I mean, he has 5 deaths, but it doesn't really matter. I mean, he's still able to provide the Heavenly Grace. He's level 12, so got an angel last for 6.5 seconds.
Radiant's top
It's a
tower
very
is under
useful
attack.
spell against Ursa and Anti-Mage, of course.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
So it keeps going, there's not going to be too many trees left. That TP will be cancelled, but I think not sure if that was worth it. Anyway, Omni Knight dies in return on the other side, but Medusa will be able to walk away because of the stone gaze. A couple of skirmishes here on both sides of the map. Top tier 2. It's under threat, but not for too much longer. The chart is going to Taki. Wants to keep chasing him down. There's Yules over on Beastmaster. Actually dodged the stun because of it. It's the roar still being kept in place. This mainly comes through with root stun combo. So don't quite get a haze, but they do get ASD. Kill's a kill. Cyberdogs, I don't know, I don't really see a win condition for them anymore. Because while Anti-Mage is doing well, the rest of the team is just falling behind, and Anti-Mage is not a game-winning hero from this kind of position. Unless he's super crazy far ahead, which he really isn't this haze. We run down right now, still has the ultimate to work with here to dispel the Aethos, but not the Yules. Melees has 2 setups. Pog, champ.
Radiant are scanning.
25 minutes in, flank advantage, butterfly done on Medusa.
Tis mine.
A tithe to the impurities.
Just a matter of following the playbook right now. They've got all the other tier tower. What? Okay. Arrow. He's at a point where he can solo kill people. He's going for the Skadi next. A little bit more survivability. You can also do the creep skips.
Dire's top tower is under
He's going to be
attack.
very careful with that. He needs to TP out right now, or does he? Vessel's team actually fighting here. Master is caught out. The other roll over Medusa. There's an ultimate available. There's also the Aegis, so they can actually take a fight here. They have to walk away from it. Trying to cliff and Taki, but did not quite work. The buyback from Master is they want to take this fight here, perhaps. One charges across.
Come and be judged.
I don't know where this one goes here. Master is going to lose a bit of mana. Also going to the Guardian Angel, but now Nick was isolated, so he dies too. Not sure they had a plan for this one, to be quite honest with you. Now, Sea Dogs see an opportunity to just be aggressive, to be bold. Well, a couple of strong heroes here that you can't really easily kill with or without Stone Gaze. And they just keep killing these waves. They're trying to at least. Melee goes in. They can get some vision on this guy, and then he's just dead, but they can't. Little tomat. Tomato, he's finding a way out. Russell's team pushing bottom. So they're playing the strategic game. Just trying to make Yolo Knight run after them around the map. So far it's working. Haven't been able to approach high ground with the Aegis just yet, so it's gonna expire in 20 seconds. He should probably go down though. Stun, disconnected, charge will follow. Yeah, this is not a fun Ursa game anymore. There's so many ways to kite him around and set up for stuns and kills and whatnot. So, can you use that to go high ground?
Dire's top
So
tower
he's dead,
is
but he
under
does with
attack.
buyback. Everyone else is alive. They're looking for the counter push. Alias is there to try and defend it, but it's going to be careful of the raw, and he's just going to straight up get raw. Treant Protector's there with follow-up, so is Arrow. So this ought to be a deadly track with the self-heals, keeps him alive for the time being. Overgrowth to follow. Yeah, good fight, my friend.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
To
attack.
get rid of the creep wave. The glyph. Well, the latest up top. Same thing happening on the Dire side. Without melees here, don't actually have the crazy amount of tower push. Buying back again to try and defend, try and hold on to this tower, but they can't. Data's actually reflected here, they're just gonna go straight back in. Melis with the self-heals, but it's gonna need some help with the TP send, he's gonna have it. Treant Protector staying alive, getting out through the trees. And up top, that push is still going here. They got the counter tier 3 Memento Niqua. Still alive here, able to get rid of these napalms, but now Medusa straight up dies in the middle of that without the Aegis. Now the Taki is the only real damage he don't. Apart from Melis actually was TP'd in. Not sure if that was the right idea. Using out the Anti-Matrix, 5 different heroes around him, able to bring him down. Not sure if that was the right play. I view trade all the way. You bring in Melis up top to help burn down these buildings with Edict. Or just TP everyone else to help him out to defend. As it stands, this wasn't even objective trade. Both sides open up their shrines. With the tier 3s going down, but we lost Medusa and Leshrac inside of Yolo Knight. Arrow is getting his own butterfly. He's thinking about it. Could also go back. Could also go back to the Imperium instead. Angel also forced out. Series of really good events here for Cyberdogs. Especially because they know that there's no buyback on Leshrac. 35 seconds where it's at most going to be 4v5. So this tier 2 will be denied because he messed up. He messed up so hard. He's walking away too early. Well, that's that. He's still sitting at 22k net worth. You will with the bounty runs, all 4 of them. Gonna go the way of Cyberdogs. gotta be careful. I mean, you built your Yolo Knights to build the lead that they had on their ability to just run people down and burst them with the help of the Timber Saw as well as the Shrek. Or if those elements don't work together, then all of a sudden it gets a little easier for Cyberdogs to do a similar thing, just leveraging their anti-mage. I mean, it's maybe not ideal to have him as more or less the only hero that's super farmed, but if he's allowed to operate, if you're just playing into his hand like that, just exposing yourself to with like 2 or 3 heroes at most. And those are exactly the kind of fights that he prefers. Just go in. Minus 5 to 50 seconds mana void. Go down, he's gonna have that available every single time, perhaps multiple times in a single fight, depending on his own mana pool management.
Bottom shrine is under attack.
So this is kind of costly at this point. The charge. Gonna connect. Attacking.
Radiant's bottom shrine.
No way to really hold
has
him in
fallen.
place there. Maybe I can find somebody else. But we'll stop the charge bash. Not the right click bash, so yeah, Ultimate. Still alive. The ultimate does connect. Sends him back and then Timber Chain
I'd
across.
say
Yeah.
wicked sick.
A little bit dicey there for a second. Maybe got in the way, but
Dire are scanning.
ultimately it didn't quite work out. So he's dead. Bottom wave still weighs out. No meme hammer or so for Treant Protector, so he can't really skip waves easily himself. But he can try and keep an eye on things. And well, it doesn't look like Yolo Knights it's super hard on the high ground just yet. They don't have a lot of vision.
Dire's
They are
bottom shrine is
keeping
under
vision on
attack.
Haze right now. With the
Radiant's
charge going
top
across.
shrine is under attack.
Target inside. Alright, do we actually... Oh, Scout out Roshan. Yeah, that works. Both teams know about it. DOTA clicking away at the shrine, but Mass TP is actually coming in. He preemptively stone gazes, so he can TP out in peace. It's a big yikes, but it also means that... Oh, Ice Steel was isolated. Nico, he had the charge going on him. Cancel teleport here just at the right time. Well, that makes it worth it here if they... don't get themselves mixed up in a fight where they would have needed Stone Gaze, but without the Beast Master, it's unlikely that Sea Dogs will want to force anything.
Dire's
So
top shrine is
there you
under
go.
attack.
These time is met up quite nicely. Yolo Knight end up with the advantage because they can also focus the Edict on the top shrine. Gonna get rid of that. Most likely. This is an important one though for the next Roshan. Or for the following Roshan
Dire's
fight, I
top
guess. They
shrine
could
is
transition
under attack.
right into that right now.
Dire's top shrine
Ultimate
has
just
fallen.
scouting it out. Also Courier flying over a few TP scrolls. Oh, TP forward, blink across, the smoke. I like that. He had to smoke.
Are scanning.
Otherwise, the charge would keep an eye on him, but with the smoke, there's no way for the Spirit Break to lock on.
Healing shock.
Some Galaxy Brain plays right there. But Roshan still a little bit tough. Don't have an easy Rosh line. It's gonna take them a while, and in the meantime, Arrow doing his own thing, you know. Blinks back, charge is cancelled, so there's no way that anyone can really keep up with the Spirit Break. Maybe if Lashrak buys Boots of Travel level 2, can TP onto the Spirit Break, and that might be enough damage to get the kill, but that's questionable. Yeah, it could be. Certainly, you'd think it certainly will be. Once you get to level 25, you get the extra Edict Explosions. If you mention Isolated Hero, they're gonna get shredded by that, just as much as the towers will.
The time.
A tithe to the impurities.
Another charge this time. Oh, Smiley Face, the Treant Protector, that's certainly a very easy kill. Or maybe it's not. Arrow goes in to try and counterbait, but it's more reinforcements coming through, so he falls before the overgrowth. Buys back immediately, actually, because Roshan is going on. Oh no, it was a bait. It was a ruse. Master has died up here, so they know exactly what's going on. Certainly with these Voodoo solutions also walking in, but can they stop it? They're walking in. There's an ATOS charge. Will connect on the Beastmasters. Follow-up stun as well. Exotic Deer still has his Stone Gaze if necessary. But bringing down ASD before we can roll, so he buys back too. Roshan still very much alive and not exactly in sniping range to Yules again. Really well timed as the BKB comes through. Now they have to get out with Exotic Deer using that Stone Gaze on top of the Guardian Angel. That was a bit overkill. Didn't need both of those right there. That would be fine. So now it's potentially a bit dangerous here. And Taki in the middle of that is running out of mana because of these anti-major illusions, but they're getting rid of them. They're almost getting rid of Haze here. Yules to kite around the enrage. So now he is slow. He is too slow. He is dead. And it's coming right back. Another buyback forced out. Can they keep finding these kills? I mean, there's nothing to stop them from just continuing to hang around here, bursting a single hero down, and then just getting back information. There's a relatively, there's a bit of a creep left on bottom that might push in eventually. There's also one up top, but melee will be able to take care of that. And also, TP scroll down bottom soon. We just travel back into the fight. In the meantime, they will maybe not track down a Treant Protector. They don't quite have the dust to keep tabs on him. Was on cooldown here. Oh, Nikwa. He's charging bottom. Ace. Good opportunity to try and go for Roche again, but trying himself just yet. We're doing that just yet. And Taki, can you get vision with that? Sure.
A dominating
I think
performance.
so. Anyway, oh god, Spirit Breaker. What's happening here? Arrow is finally decided, yeah, I'm a split pusher hero, I can do that. That's exactly what it does. And forcing out another buyback to someone on the other side. The charge going on Haze in the pit. Bottom lane, Arrow's fighting up against melees. This is AM's favorite fight, and he's gonna win. He's gonna start working away at these racks unless Yolo Knights say, get the hell out, but they can't. Doubling Lasso. The bash is here to bring down Omni Knight. No more Heavenly Grace here. Exotic Deer coming in. And the finish off Treant Protector. 3 turns to stone. ASD gonna be run down by Nickworth. He gets a basher too. Should be able to finish that one off by himself. Haze trying to play with Taki, but now Arrow finally decides, hey, I got bot racks, I can help out. Nikwa just straight up dead. Exotic Deer is still an issue. We've got 3 of the support staff. None of them have buyback, and now they can easily go back into Roche. No Stone Gaze, no problem. Cyberdogs, they've taken control of this game, even though Yolo Knights still have the network advantage. Theoretically. They've just lost a bunch of heroes. Sure, it costs buybacks over time for Sea Dogs. Take a look at the status on that. Yeah, 3 heroes bought back. This Roshan standoff. Anti-Mage needs a bit of money to secure his. I don't think he's too worried about dying at this point. Holding onto the cheese, even giving the Aegis over to Ursa.
Radiant's top shrine is under attack.
Let's force 2 buybacks on the other side. Nikwa and Master Risk only have 1 life to work with.
Radiant's top
Most importantly, again, they have the Aegis, they have the cheese. They have the momentum. No.
Top tower
Tier 2 will fall. Maybe they can threaten high ground.
Radiant's top tower.
They realize the Medusa doesn't have buyback. This would be really big indeed. If you could find a filling glass on it or something. Maybe a Blink Abyssal. Arrow has that available. So.
Dire's bottom tower is under
Still no
attack.
solution for the Butterfly really, so
Radiant's
let's
top tower is under
make things
attack.
a little bit more awkward. Speaking of awkward, trying to get out ASD is not lucky enough. That's a dieback. Let's not forget about that. That's 100 seconds. Oh, another 60 seconds too, where there's no tree in either, but get the Timbersaw exchange in this particular skirmish.
Are you even
Can
trying?
I find more here? Batrider. They could use a charge on that one. Let's keep a vision. And let's see, ATOS has a charge. Oh, stun dodge, but the 4-staff. Tomato goes back in and then realizes, nope, 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 nope. Back on the high ground. The Edict's actually still looking strong, but not strong enough. Smart barely surviving now. Arrow goes in, but could not stop that one. Now, men fighting up against Exotic. Yeah, not the best idea, so just blinks away after forcing out the Stone Gaze. A quick trigger fingers on this one. Well, that means you can't fight for 80 seconds. Oh boy. Still posturing very aggressively here. He does have Masters behind him, but that is the main target. They need to bring down his Omni Knight, and they will be able to do this very easily. Medusa able to bring down the Bad Rider, but that is the price that they're willing to pay, just losing all the mana instantly. Being blown up by the Mana Void. Now on to the next Rax, I guess, forcing out some of these buybacks. Muscle is going to come back soon anyway, but Medusa is going to have to use buyback here if they want to hold on to this tower. Back to the region has been disabled now. There it is. Buyback to charge in. And low on mana, so no big Mana Void bonds. So I just want to get the cheese. He's taking some damage here. He certainly wants it. There's a Spirit Vessel on top of him, so it's not going to heal him back up to full, but going to heal him back just enough. Now a couple of Yules, Ados right on top of each other here, but still enough to set up for a stun and get the kill. It does go both ways. Anti-Mage is not invincible. Very powerful. Can kill heroes very quickly, but can also die just as quickly with the right combo. Just a single stun is enough. Now, the Rune of Many Winds in the hands of Exotic Deer. The double damage rune for Medusa. They're now charging through mid. And they're ready to skip the wave. Does not look like it, but they're ready for the backstab. He's smoked up right now. He could scout this out. Smoke breaks. On one side, blink across. Sea Dogs here. Nickmark kind of sitting around there. The Aegis catches the Ursa. He doesn't have the Aegis still though. So he can afford to die right here if they can turn this into a team fight. Arrow buying back right into the middle of this, but doesn't immediately find a target. It doesn't play it over on Taki, but having Grace dispels that. Haze over onto the Omni Knights. No Guardian Angel, no nothing, but there's Exotic Deer with the ultimate. Arrow finds a blink back, but now Haze out of BKB charges through Chakrams will help cut him down. No Ursa for 125 seconds guaranteed. Sea Dogs also gonna lose the Treant Protector. No buyback in that one either. So, 2 heroes in exchange for 1. This tower, this Rax is going to go down. Exotic Deer, he doesn't care about that. He's actually clicking the tier 4s. They know that they can potentially take this game right here. If Arrow doesn't have something to say about this, if he can stay alive, if he can do the damage that they need him to do, they can still hold. The problem is he doesn't have a BKB. He's always going to be susceptible to the Chakram, the Timbersaw damage, the root, the stun. He's dead. Down for the count. No buyback. GG. Well played. Buy BKBs, ladies and gentlemen. Even on Anti-Mage, sometimes you need it in this game. If he had BKB, he lives there, but he gets the nuke off. As it stands, he dies to all of this magic and pure damage. And the control from the Atos from the stun. Yolo Knight, another long game, 43 minutes. And we're well beyond schedule for the next series, Wind and Rain. Already waiting for Yolo Knight here. They're still going to get a bit of a break here, presumably. But we're going to have another 2 games from them. Again, up against Wind and Rain in the best of 2 series. That'll be coming up next. So stay tuned.